I like this feature. I like that you can do that. I know this does. But, like, the backwards jump is kind of pointless. But I like pointless stuff like that. It's like beads for eyes. You know how, like, dogs, like in real life, you know how dogs, like, will sometimes side-eye you, and it looks really goofy? I imagine, like, a Vulpix doing that, where, like, it has the bead eyes that take up its entire eye socket, but then it's like you step to the side, and it, like, side-eyes you. I don't know why, but that, like, that makes me laugh thinking about it. There's, like, random pink pixels, whoops, like, right on the corner tile here. Like, right next to Brendan's hat. There's random purple pixels that, like, they look like what happens when you don't take out a like, the weird color background for, like, transparency or chroma keying. I thought of it less like that, and more like the, you know, the Markiplier clip is like, jingle, jingle, jangle. The back rooms, jingle, jingle, jangle. It's like that. You're doing that to Pichu or whatever Pokemon you need to level up. I know it's already been talked to death, and I'm not adding anything to the conversation, but seriously, adding in torn leggings onto the design of an official Pokemon is, like, top 5 most insane things the series has ever done. Like, the wedding dress Gardevoir is one thing, but seriously. That was a crit. That's depressing. That, like, Ice Cat, Ice Panther thing, and the weird slug guy. I only know of the slug guy because of the fucking meme, the, like, live... Hold on a minute. I'm sick of not knowing what I'm talking about. I have to look up the Pokemon names. This thing... Like, I saw this... Oh, it's No Chien. Whoops. I mean, it's... Wo-Chien. Whatever. It's an edited image. The point is that I saw this picture, I had no idea what it meant other than the fact that it's a Pokemon, and I thought that was really funny. See, this wouldn't be happening if Archipelago with Kingdom Hearts 2 didn't suck so much. We spent, like, literally an hour and a half figuring out how to get the right version of Kingdom Hearts 2, and then it's like we do all this shit, and then I launch the game, and I get a weird-ass message, or like a weird debug room with a message on the full screen that says, like, the Lua whatever is not configured properly, and it's like, it fucking is. You know how in, like, professional esports, it's just kind of accepted that people take, like, Adderall to make them better at it? I've kind of thought about that. It's like, what if how would I perform better in competitive games if I like, took an Adderall? Like, because I am your local's resident, like, 2-2er. Like, I'm not good at competitive games. I'm like in that, like, fucked up part of the bell curve where I'm competitive enough to want to compete, but I'm not actually good enough to compete well. So it's like, part of me wonders, like, I wonder if I would do any noticeably better if I, like, took an Adderall and entered a Smash tournament. That's why I say that, like, video editing is the one thing that I'm, like, actually really good and excel at. I'm like, I think I'm pretty good at games, but in terms of actually being competitive against other human beings, I think I'm lacking. There's, like, I think an Onion article, or like an Onion article headline, it's like, local fighting game player too good for his friend group but not good enough for tournaments or something. I kind of lost what I was talking about. The point is that I wonder if I would do any better if I took a fucking Adderall. But also, that's just, like, basically cheating. So I'd probably just do it once just to see what would happen, and then be like... Either, it's like one of two things, like, oh wow, I did noticeably better, I probably should not do that because it's cheating, or, oh, it went exactly the same as last time, I'll just stop. Getting disqualified from your local for supplemental drug use. I kind of do, I mean, that's the thing, is, like, I have a good, like, rapport with my local, because I went for so many years. And I only stopped going because my work schedule finally made it so that I couldn't go to the local ever again. But it's like, everybody there knows I'm a 2-2er. So if I showed up and just, like, suddenly started beating all the PR players, like, handily, they would probably think something's up. I don't think they give me the benefit of the doubt and be like, wow, he was really improving rapidly despite having a full-time job and working 5 days of the week. You know, I was talking about how I can't pronounce Pokemon names. I feel like this Vulpix's name is kind of another, like I created one for myself. It could be Elamao or it could be Elmao, like just, you know, LMAO. The name L. Maybe I should have just called it, I should have just called him L. But is it a girl? It is a girl. Yeah, I should have just named it L. 5 years ago, why Snorlax is good in advanced OU in analysis. 1 year ago, Snorlax is actually terrible in Gen 3 competitive Pokemon, here's why. What happened in those 4 years? See, I got my very first, like, YouTube comment that says first. Like, you know, you upload a video, a guy clicks on it a minute after it uploads and goes, first! I finally got my first one of those with my last Final Fantasy V video. Eventually I want to get to the point where I'm popular enough to, like, reference a video, and then someone in the comments of that video says, dude, Supra sent me here. For the record, I don't actually want that to happen because that's a really annoying type of comment. I think I would be flattered if it happened to me, but I don't want it to happen to other people. Honestly, I kind of hope I don't get super popular because, like, I'm like, this is just one example out of a fucking million YouTubers, but it's like, Donkey uploads a video, like Video Game Donkey, uploads a video on, like, literally any game, and instantly it has, like, 1,000 comments that all say, like, oh, Donkey knocks it out of the park again, or, like, just some meme, like, this reminds me of the time that Donkey beat Knack on stream with his eyes closed, or whatever, you know, just like that shit. If you get too popular, your comment section just ceases to have any value. And I'm very thankful that right now I'm at the point I have enough viewers to get comments and, like, have discussions with people, but not enough that happens. So I am thankful for the audience that I have. I think the worst video that I've made, not like the quality of the video, but the worst comment section I made is definitely the Albuquerque one, because it's just a meme, like a stupid meme that was viral when I actually made it. Like, the Albuquerque meme was viral, and then I made the video when it was actually relevant and not, like, a few months after the fact, like all the other meme videos I've made. Because of that, I'm still getting comments that are just, like, what feels like 10-year-olds just kind of, like, saying words into, like, a text to, or, like, a voice-to-text thing. Like, there's so many, like, the last probably 50 comments on that Albuquerque video are just, like, Weird Al if he X, and it's, like, none of them are very funny, which I know is, like, a mean thing to say, but it's just, like, kind of true. I would never reply to them and be like, you're not funny, because that's just, like, just being a total asshole for no reason at that point. But yeah, it's also nice to see, like, to recognize commenters who comment a lot, who are actually, like, invested in your content. That's nice to see. I remember there was a guy, on one of the posts I made, he said that, like, YouTube basically deliberately tries to make YouTubers fail. I can't remember the exact back and forth we had. It was kind of that idea of, like, YouTube just kind of deliberately fucks with the up-and-coming YouTubers to screw with them. The specific example that he said was... oh, it's poison. It's gonna fucking facade the shit out of me. The specific example that was given, when YouTubers will be like, hey, we have this many viewers but only this many subscribers, and they show, like, the graph that YouTube gives you, where it's like, you know, like 90% of your viewers weren't subscribed, so YouTubers will put that on the screen as, like, to, like, guilt trip you into subscribing. It's like, even as a viewer, that seemed, like, shitty. So when I saw this guy tell me, like, yeah, that just makes people kind of, like, hate your content, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I have a bunch of Hardens. Oh, the Hardens didn't matter. Oh, I didn't do anything. These Tauros, man, they just fucking don't give a shit. I know that there's, like, there's actual math. Oh my god, I didn't save. Ah, fuck. If I was, like, if I was playing this game by myself, I would probably be depressed, but at least I was talking about stuff with chat, so I'm not that down about it. Yeah, the whole YouTube game is just fucked. like in general. This is actually an opinion that I've kind of held for a very long time, even when I was like in high school, like a teenager, and YouTubing was starting to actually become a way to make money. The whole like being a YouTuber or streamer isn't a real job thing is like, that's its own thing. That's not what I'm gonna talk about. It's more like, it's hard to feel bad for people when, like, if something, like, shitty happens to them, like, on YouTube, where it's like, hey, YouTube demonetized my video for no reason. And it's like, yeah, that's shitty, but also, we're at the point where you kind of have to know that YouTube is shitty if you're going to be getting into the YouTube game. It doesn't sit right with me that these people, like these super popular YouTubers, will just like constantly shit talk their main source of revenue and then like do the surprised Pikachu face when something bad happens to them. Like, you fucking know that being a YouTuber is not a reliable, sustainable source of income. Like, this shit is going to fuck you over at some point, and you have to, like, accept that. But these people just want to get away with, like, playing video games and not putting any effort into it. They just want to, like, play games, don't put any effort, and it's just like, oh, I can't believe this didn't, like, I can't believe this went poorly for me. That just bothers me. So it's like, when a YouTuber that actually puts the effort into the videos, like, they actually noticeably, their, like, production quality is high, it's like, okay, that does suck for you. But it's like, just for like the average Joe that just kind of like posts gameplay videos, it's like, it's hard for me to feel bad. But maybe that's just me being like selfish or something. So yeah, that whole like YouTuber as a job thing is mostly to say that I don't plan on ever being a YouTuber as a job unless I get a Patreon with like $3,000 per month, which is not fucking likely. I actually just finished a review of a game because the developers like came to me, they emailed me like, hey, do you want to review this game that we made? You might like it. And I was like, sure. And then I played through it, made a review of it, and I was like, that was fun, but that was also a lot of work. I don't think I could do that as a job. It's that Patreon. I have a Ko-Fi, which no one has donated to, and I don't blame anybody. I don't advertise it, and I don't expect anyone to actually give me money. Because again, all I'm doing is making fucking YouTube videos. I just play games, talk over them, and edit them. It's not like I'm not like changing the fucking world or anything. 90% of the work was done by Squaresoft in the fucking 90s when they made Final Fantasy V. And then like another percentage of that was by RPGE and his team when they made the fucking fan translation of the SNES version. Yeah, here's a Pokemon related question to go back to the actual game at hand. What is the difference between freeze and sleep? I always figured that there's no just, like, freeze move, because in Gen 1, freeze was basically an instant kill, but we're way past that point, so it's weird that it's still like that. Sleep has a maximum turn count, while freeze has a static chance every turn, so you could technically, or you could theoretically be frozen forever. I did not know that freeze was theoretically infinite. That explains a lot, actually. It's in one of the playthroughs, the Butterfree solo runs that hasn't been edited yet, where I get, like, frozen for, like, fucking 6 turns in a row, I think. And I was like, how fucking long is the freeze duration? I thought it was only, like, 5 maximum. Oh shit, Corsola. That's different. I can't believe I haven't encountered that here yet. The combination of words suspect tested in Gen 3 ZU is like the saddest thing I've ever read. Poor Corsola, man. I don't even remember if it's a Gen 2 or Gen 3 Pokemon. That's how, like, forgettable it is. It's so whack that there's no flamethrower TM. I mean, okay, I know fire types, I know fire types aren't, like, very good in Gen 1, just because of how the game is, but if there was a flamethrower TM, would that actually be a noticeable improvement to Pokemon? Like, not even just fire types, just like Pokemon in general. Like Tauros with flamethrower, would that be too much? Or like Mewtwo with flamethrower? Just like, if we use the logic of what kind of Pokemon can learn good TMs in Gen 1, would a flamethrower TM be, like, too much? Of all the attacking moves in Pokemon, how many of them do not have a special effect? Because I was thinking about it, like, there's Tackle, Pound, Scratch, which are just like the, you know, Route 1 bug shitty, like, intentionally shitty moves. And then, like, on the other end of the spectrum, there's Earthquake, which is just fucking ridiculously strong and doesn't really have, and that's, like, that's just it. But there's not very much in between, because it's like, most attacking electric moves have a chance of paralyzing. Most ice ones freeze, obviously. Fire ones burn. Water moves usually have, like, because, like, Bubble Beam and Bubble will, like, lower speed. Like, Surf and Water Gun don't do anything. Hyper Beam has the recharge turn. Like, stuff like that. I would like to see, like, a list of gimmickless moves. There's Cut and Strength. And actually, the more that I think about it, the more there are. When I was initially thinking about it, I was like, wait, there's Pound, Scratch, Tackle, Earthquake, what else is there? And now the more I'm thinking about it, the more there are. But what is this thing's ability? Is it also Compound Eyes? Helps bug moves in a pinch? That's fucking awful. It only learns, like, Silver Wind. And it's a physical move in this game. See how many levels. Man, really? This is my starter, by the way, so it must have been fainting a lot if its happiness is this bad. Pin Missile can kind of do some damage to Executor, or Execute... Actually, no, I'm glad you typed that, because Executor is one that I accidentally say wrong all the time. I'll say Executor, even though it's, again, just... Like, obviously that's the word that it's based on, but it's Executor. Okay, so it takes it to level 26. That fucking sucks. Also, I think it's gonna turn into Umbreon here. Oh no, it's still Espeon. It's a nice sprite. I am gonna reload, but still. Also, can I take this moment to say... Fuck. This is not directed at Kingdom Hearts in this particular, but this kind of ability is in so many action RPGs that I play. Abilities that increase your defense when you're almost dead. Like, I fucking hate the Kingdom Key for not having an actually good innate ability. Like, first of all, I don't even know if 3 defense is a lot. But secondly, I'm gonna fucking die. I need help. I don't need defense. I hate that shit. And I'm pretty sure, at least in Kingdom Hearts 2, the Defender ability only activates when you're in, like, critical health, when your HP is beeping at you. But because they did that, they actually nerfed the defense. I think in, like... Or no, in, like, Kingdom Hearts 2, I think it's, like, 4 defense. And then in Kingdom Hearts 3, it's, like, 3 or 2 defense. Like, you shouldn't... Don't nerf Defender, that ability fucking sucks. Oh yeah, Guilty Gear. I forgot about Guts. Yeah, Guts fucking sucks. I don't understand the Guts mechanic at all. Like, why do you need 2 different HP values? Like, I play as Baiken, who has, like, I think low HP, but really high Guts, which is just fucking confusing. I don't get it at all. Plus, it just doesn't feel good when you're comboing somebody and they have, like, 10% of their health bar left, and every hit you do barely chunks their HP at all. And that especially sucks because supers fucking, like, suck in XR. You basically just only want to use your meter for Roman cancels. You need all 5? Or you because fucking I need to evolve this thing before level 26, right? Because Pikachu evolves at level 20, or no, Pikachu learns Thunderbolt at 26. So I actually kind of do need to grind some fucking friendship with this bastard. Also, I hate that every fighting game has a different move, or a different word for super move. This is like the most pedantic, not a real issue thing of all time. But I prefer that they just be called super moves. Like, when they were called critical arts in Street Fighter V, all I could think was just like, fuck off. That name sucks. I'm glad that they went back to supers in Street Fighter VI, and I'm okay with the low health level 3 being called critical art. Like, that's, you know, best of both worlds, I guess. But, like, in Guilty Gear, they're overdrives. What the hell are they even called in other games? They're called something equally stupid in, Blaze Blue. Yeah, every fighting game has a different name for combos. Like Rush, like in in Dragon Ball games, the counter is always called Rush for some reason. And speaking of Dragon Ball, I think the aren't the super moves in Dragon Ball games always called like Meteor Smashes, which always confuses me because Meteor Smashes are the move type in Smash Bros. Where you just send people straight down. But yeah, every fighting game has to have different goddamn terminology. It's also like how every Smash clone has to have a different word for smash attack. Like in Rivals of Aether, they're called like strong attacks, for example. I can't remember what the other games call it. Fucking Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl probably calls them like SpongeBob attacks or some shit. So Glaceon and Leafeon exist, and the Leaf Stone and Ice Stone exist, but obviously they're not Ice Stone and Leaf Stone evolutions. I have like a section of my brain dedicated to remembering the most random, inane bullshit, because I remember one time I was on the Pokemon subreddit when like Gen 7 was coming out, and people were clamoring, it's like, are they finally gonna make it so that Eevee can evolve with the Leaf Stones and Ice Stones? And then I remember this guy, in his reply, said like, no, they can't do that because it would retroactively make the previous games not make sense. That's the most insane thing to say about this series, where Pokemon will change their typings between games. Like, the fact that you can use fucking Draco Meteor on Clefairy in this game is completely nonsensical with modern Pokemon taken into consideration. So it's like, just making it so that you can evolve Eevee with the goddamn rocks is not that ridiculous in comparison to that. Oh, they are in later title. Okay. I didn't know that they ever changed that. I thought it was always that they just like put a leaf or an ice and a grass rock in all the games. I didn't know they changed it. That's good to know. But still, first of all, the fact they did change it to be like that means that guy can eat shit. And second of all, yeah, it's just ridiculous that someone would even consider that to be an actual justification for why they don't evolve with the Leaf and Ice Stone. Really, the abilities in general is like the biggest damnation against that whole thing's making sense from game to game thing. And for the record, I think it's good that the games are willing to change they're like willing to change things because of that. Well, they're kind of afraid, I guess, but they're not like afraid to change things, even if it won't make sense in past games. Although you could also be like, if you wanted to be the most cynical that you could be possible, you could just say that like Game Freak doesn't care because they only want you to think of the current Pokemon generation, so the previous generation basically might as well not exist. But that's only if you're the most cynical possible, which in this specific situation, I'm not going to be. Because it's just depressing to think of it that way. But yeah, speaking of Game Freak / Pokemon Company changing stuff, it is so funny that they just gave up on Hail. They just like this shit doesn't work. We're just replacing it outright. I hope Snow is actually good. I thought that it boosted both Ice type. I thought it boosted both defenses of Ice type, but apparently it only boosts physical defense, which sounds kind of not great, but I have seen people say that it's better than Hail, so I don't know. Also, like, isn't every Gen 9 good Pokemon just min-maxed in speed and attack, or speed and special attack? Or both in the case of Fluttermane? Ugh. What was that? Just googling Keymaster's Keep actually did not help me at all. Give me Keymaster Games. I can go to keymaster.fun. Keymaster creates board games with delightful art and fun gameplay. Gather your family and friend to discover a new way to connect around a table. Is this English? What the hell is this? They have a game called Fuego. What folks are saying about our games? Great trick-taking game. Great trick-taking game. Brian C. Thanks, Brian C. Just in case you were wondering, it's a great trick-taking game. Family Guy at Subway Surfers. Slime making. God damn, I hate that shit. I remember the first time, they didn't even tell me. Jam and Roman were talking about, we're just like talking about that. They were like, hey, what's up with the new trend in YouTube Shorts where like half of the video is just a Family Guy funny moment? Or like Subway Surfers, and Roman was explaining like the origin, and I was like, you're making this shit up. There's no way that's real. And when I discovered it was real, I was so depressed. My family of 3 and Roman. Yeah, there's your family and friend. Here, you. Evolve. Alright, that was enough. Hooray, we don't get off-yellow Pichu anymore. We get a real-ass Pokemon. There he is. Here's the Supra Pika. We finally fucking found him. This is a very good Pikachu sprite. It's not fat Pikachu, but it'll do. A marginally less terrible Pokemon. Yeah, Pikachu is still not good, but it's fucking miles ahead of Pichu, and that it actually has, like, something approaching a defense stat. Because I think Pichu's was, like, fucking 15 or something. You know, in retrospect, I'm kind of surprised that they, did I just say it? I'm saving again. I'm kind of surprised they made Alolan Raichu and not Alolan Pikachu. Alolan Raichu's great, like, really cool. Electric Psychic, and it's, like, really good. That was the only time I lost in my Gen 7 playthrough, was I got fucking wiped by Howe's Alolan Raichu. That thing is insane. Teaching Eevee Iron Tail is kind of pointless, considering it's gonna get a shitty attack stat. Alright, well, yeah, now we have an actual team, or something, approaching it. 2 fully evolved Pokemon. 3 stone evolutions, and this fucking blob monstrosity. Bring back the bird type, fuck it. If we can have rock and ground, and water and ice, we can have bird and flying. I went through that whole thing to get Whalmer Mail so I could fucking gamble. I don't know what I'm doing driving around. Oh, that was actually for an item. Oh yeah, that means it still can't gamble. That is not a coin case, you fucking liar. Also, my favorite evolution suggestion is the ghost type one, where the evolution stone is just a brick. You know, I asked a coworker of mine what her favorite Pokemon was, and she kept saying Kirby. I was like, Kirby is not a Pokemon, but it kind of looks like one, I guess. But then eventually I realized she was talking about Jigglypuff. The struggle isn't very... Is this not contests? What am I doing? Hold on a minute. What did I just sign up for? What? Super is incapable of using its power? What did I just... What am I... What? What is going on? I'm glad I did this, because I'm, like, mind-fucked. I can't choose what my Pokemon are doing. They're just doing shit. Is this like Fire Emblem fucking Coliseum, except with way more variants? I need Jigglypuff to do Psychic, and stop charming them when you have 3 health. Clefairy can growl? Stop it! Use Sludge! Fucking hit him with a goddamn move that does damage! All like damage he's taking is fucking poison. Not very cool at all. What the fuck? Espeon gets, like, no coverage. Well, that's good to know, I guess. It's just a Psychic special attacker, and that's it. Because I remember, my co-commentator for Platinum said that, every Eevee has, like, the same base stats, just flipped around, and every evolution has, like, 120 in something. I'm assuming Espeon is the 120 special attack. Oh damn, just a straight one-shot. I am a bit over-leveled, so that makes sense. Yeah, I might have overdone the grinding a little bit. Getting distracted too much. Glaceon is oh, Glaceon is the 130 special attack? So wait, what's Espeon? Or is it also 130 special attack? Like I said, there's more Eevees than there are stats, so there's got to be an overlap somewhere if they're, like, really dedicated to that whole 130, 110 thing. Okay, Jigglypuff, you have to get out there and use fucking Charm. You have to kill it, or at least debilitate it. Man, come on. Even when I have the advantage, I'm fucked. Glaceon is 130 special attack and 1... Oh, okay, 110 defense. Make Glaceon slow. Okay, yeah, slow, defensive-based ice type does kind of seem like a recipe for disaster. Jolteon is Espeon but flip. Okay, that's a good way to think about it, yeah. Okay, we did that. Can we kill this fucking Vulpix? I honestly have my doubts. Ugh. No! Make it stop! Make this nonsense stop! Oh my god. Even with being dramatically overleveled and overpowered, it's just not enough. Those Tauroses are just tear through my team, even with an unboosted, like a normal, not double power facade that just completely destroys me. I think with a quick attack combined with a special defense drop, we'll kill it. Yes, okay. The first Tauros gets got pretty easy. Yes! It's fine. Just kill the Tauros, please. Okay. Can 5 or 4... Wait, 5 or 4? Can 4 Pokemon take out 1 Vulpix? Fucking place your bets. Can they beat a Vulpix with, like... Okay, fucking god. Jesus. What even did that give me? Yeah, that sound effect feels appropriate.